Hi Aries, this is your July 2020 tarot forecast. So this is for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I hope you've enjoyed your other monthly readings. Yeah, what the heck is in store for you for July, guys? I know you had a pretty incredible June reading, so I'm hoping we can still tap into some of that energy. What does Aries need to know for July 2020? Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So these guys jumped out. You look like you had come to maybe to terms with something here you didn't want to face. Maybe holding back, holding something in, trying to hold your tongue, being the bigger person. Something having to do with stability, finance, or home, and then having some options. So maybe it was just having to make a decision, or a decision or an option was available to you. Those cards could show up in your reading, but it could have just been a message for one of you. Interesting to see, nonetheless, what the jumping cards have to say. All right, let's see. I'm just going to wait until I get a little vibe to lay out your Celtic Cross. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And there we have the Hierophant jumping up there. You could be dealing with the Taurus, or it could have something to do with long-standing traditions. Something of an institutional sort. Oops, sorry guys. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Messages for July 2020. July 2020. Month of July for Aries. All right, folks. Let's get out your cards for your Celtic Cross. I'll probably qualify at least one of the messages in the cards here. I've stopped using an entire other deck, just in the interest of time. It took up a lot of time. But I will use two decks if you want a private reading, or if you prefer that method. We have 2 5s already. So guys, it looks like at the beginning of July, there could be a little bit of conflict here. Maybe some inner conflict or communicative conflict around someone being right, someone being wrong here at the very, very beginning of the month. It looks like at the foundation, there's just a little bit of a loss or a letdown as well. Looks like the beginning of the month, the first 2 weeks, particularly Aries for you, that there could be a little bit of conflict, but you know what? I see the 5s, look at this, and beautiful outcomes, so nothing to be concerned about. This is small beans, but it's something that needs to be addressed. It's something that needed to be assessed or addressed or configured, or you know, the 5s really speak to a sense of chaos or conflict. But you know, how are you supposed to ever learn anything or come to terms with anything? Oops. So this could just be a sense of, and this could be, you know, when I'm looking particularly at these 5s, okay, this could just be, you know, 10 minutes of your life out of a day of your life, right? But what it's suggesting here is that this is available to you for growth, or this is going to occur or be in your environment in order to permit growth or encourage growth. And this is really all I'm seeing whenever I see 5s. It's the only sense of 5s here at the very beginning. You have a couple of 6s, which is all about balance. Absolutely beautiful. It's what you want to see, right? You want to see the 5s turn into the 6, a sense of balance. And then you've got your 7 where you're defending a position. You've got your 10 over here where you're about to turn into a new cycle. It could just be about something having to do with a Capricorn or even 10th house energy. And really we're talking about the status quo. We're talking about the public service. We're talking about institutions. Something similar to that Hierophant jumping out there. You know, this could be law or legal or police, or you know, the institution of higher learning, whatever that the institution of marriage, whatever that is for you. with that Hierophant there. Could just be vows and contracts and commitments. But, you know, and maybe this is where some of that conflict or chaos is occurring here. Again, it could be just strictly within your own mind and your own heart, or it could be with another person or with an institution itself, or someone, say, on behalf of an institution. But nonetheless, it does appear here, Aries, that the first 2 weeks for you in July looks to be like you're going to find some footing. You're going to find where you really want to be, where you really want to go. What are you willing to defend? What are you willing to move away from? And then the last 2 weeks here is just like you get to enjoy it. You get to enjoy the fruits of the decision you've made, because you're definitely stepping into new territory here, or a new theme, or say goal or sense of commitment for yourself. And it's just stunning. Beautiful bottom of the deck energy. So when I pull this card here, I consider this the basket that your reading sits in. And this is the Nine of Pentacles, Aries. It's a really gorgeous, independently wealthy card. There is a sense of, you know, calm and peace, contentedness here with the Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's considered to be independent wealth. But what this means is that you're independently centered. You're not going to be easily led or committed to, say, other groups or other individuals, maybe unless or until they have the same view or the same outlook, or even the same desires as you, or even, I might add, the same appreciation for the same desires or earthly, say, comforts that you do. And this is who's going to find themselves in your circle of friends, or, you know, this is where you're going to find the most peace, is in the Nine of Pentacles. And this could even just be, you know, you're letting go of some things here in order to get even closer to this place of, you know, independent comfort, independent wealth. I do find the Nine of Pentacles is also represented as a person, as someone who is happy to wear refinery, to feel refined, to act refined, and to actually wear finery. Okay, so this is nice clothing and nice jewelry and so forth. So if this is your bag in the month of July, this is really going to speak to you. And I do find also readings can be helpful to introduce you to things or concepts that you hadn't considered before. So if you're not aware of some of this energy that's available to you or could be available to you, or, you know, undercurrent, behind the scenes stuff, this is what readings are helpful for. Hopefully, that's the point. So the Five of Swords is qualified here by the Devil in your situation and what's crossing it. And like I said, it could just be, you know, sticking to something. But, you know, honestly, when we're looking at the Devil and we're looking at 10th house energy, we're looking at the opposite of lovers, right? The opposite of lovers, which is, you know, higher consciousness. This is just lower consciousness. That's really all it is. And it's just a sense of bondage. It's a sense of entrapment. It could even be, you know, like lower consciousness, like argumentativeness. And again, I can't say for sure that the Five of Swords here as the situation for you, certainly at the beginning of the month, is going to be just a conversation in your own head, or if it's going to be with a Capricorn individual or someone who's got their heels dug in, or someone regarding 10th house energy. Like I said, this is the status quo. It could be that you're coming to terms with something that you had been stuck on, or you're communicating with someone who is stuck on something and you're trying to work through that somehow and, you know, find that balance like you see here with these two sixes. So you naturally come to terms with a decision, an idea, a discussion or debate. Five of Swords, all swords, is considered to be somewhat difficult energy. It's the first, in my view, it's the first element of all the elements in the cards because it starts in the mind, right? So this could just very well be an attitude or opinion that you have or you have to make around this theme. And remember, we saw the Hierophant at the very, very beginning jump out there as well. So it could have to do with something that is old school, or, you know, there's also a paternity element here that is involved with the Capricorn sort of ruled 10th house energy here with the Devil. You know, there's very earthy, very paternal, again, sort of old school kind of energy here, and it just could be, you know, you're trying to come to terms with something here. Nothing heavy. Like I said, it may feel heavy, and it's a conversation. It could even get heated. It could even feel like someone is trapped, or you're trapped, or someone feels trapped in an idea or a belief. But I see you quickly moving away from this, right? Because comfort is your vision. This is what you're this is optimal for you. Here in the foundation is the 5 of Cups, and this is just really a letdown, right? Where the 4 of Cups could indicate boredom, emotional boredom. I find the 5 of Cups is really going to speak to a sense of actual disappointment and loss, right? You do have the 6 of Pentacles crowning you, so I do see that there's a really nice balance that is available for you here in a practical sense. But this could be a person, place, or thing that on the balance tends to let you down, and you're just, maybe that's what you're coming to terms with, like something that's old or something that feels like it's got roots. You know, it's like I have to find some sense of balance here because it's not uplifting me anymore, or or somehow there's an emotional frazzlement at the foundation of this issue. But again, I don't see this carrying on. This isn't something that's going to take up the whole month and really be a letdown for you. No, I see you just being aware of this state of your emotional world where it's like, gee, you know, this does feel like a loss, or this does feel like a really big emotional disappointment. So that's what we're seeing here. In your recent past, we're looking at some defensiveness. This is a really positive card for me. The 7 of Wands. We have more Wands energy, bookending your situation and what's crossing that. So there's a lot of soul, there's a lot of purpose energy. There could be some work energy here. This could have to do with work for you. Again, this is a general reading, so I don't know what this is going to apply to literally for you, but these are really speaking to your will to power. So while you're dealing with some, you know, mental energy, some emotional energy, some practical person, place, or thing energy, ultimately it's up to you and the way you act and what you do about it, right? So in your recent past, you know, you're defending a position. Essentially is all the 7 of Wands is going to speak to. You're just defending a position, and you're on solid ground. This is what the 7 of Wands guarantees, right? It guarantees that you're already on solid ground. Your opponents are looking up at you. They really don't have the same solid footing that you do. So this is a really positive card. In your near future, we have the 10 of Wands, right? So this is you perhaps taking this sense of defensiveness to the nth degree and really having to put your foot down about it, really having to prove your point. I'll look at that in a second. Really having to prove your point, but seeing the end in sight. So you do see that a defensive position that you have taken here working for you. This is working for you. And a cycle regarding this is coming to a close, and you can move on to the next level. Almost skipped this guy, sorry. In the what's crowning you position is the 6 of Pentacles. And here's where we're looking at the first sense of equilibrium, right? So once we see the 6 of any suit, we're looking at a sense of balance. Here we're looking at a nice give and take. You're able to give and take. It may be money, it may be physical, something physical for you, but it could just be a really equal exchange, an equal exchange of emotional or mental contributions. There could be some physical help here as well. But I mean, a balance nonetheless. Something's being balanced out. Probably your mind and your heart are finding a really positive balance here as well. Here in the position of how you see yourself as the Magician, can't go wrong with that. The Magician is really suggesting here that you have all the aces, you have, you know, everything you need, you have all the elements, all the resources that you need in order to get to the next level. Okay, also it's the number 1, which is the first house for you. Aries, you rule the first house, so you hold the cards, right? You have the power. We see this here amongst all this other energy. What did we see? Your will to power, your sense of, you know, how you exert yourself. So you're willing and able to move within or around a situation to get what you want. And here, you're well aware that you hold the cards of power, right? Because you are aware that you are the Magician. Or you hold the levers of power. here in how others see you is someone who is perhaps a little nostalgic, someone who's sentimental, someone who's also interested in friends, old friendships, maybe reconnecting, maybe some reuniting. There could be some celebration here around the third week in July, especially for you. You could be hosting a party, but you know, friendships, old friendships, and getting together with loved ones, or just longing for that could be a major theme for you in the third to fourth week of the month. Here in your hopes and fears, we have the goddess energy. This is really beautiful. This is our second of the 3 majors that you have. And again, so you're really coming into your power here by the 3rd and 4th week of the month. But goddess energy, right? The Empress gives all life. Everything is available through her. She's pregnant with ideas. She's pregnant with possibilities. But, you know, Empress really is that goddess energy. There's just the feminine mystique is here. There's a lot of, you know, if you're looking for a lover, this would be a really nice time to attract a lover. But regardless whether you're in a relationship or not, or you're looking for one, this is just going to be naturally available to you, right? So that is in your hopes and wishes position. And your advice card is the Star card. And this is a wish, literally a wish card. The only other wish card that we have in the minors would be the 9 of Cups, right? So, I mean, and this is a major arcana. So this is the major wish that's available to you. So you really hold all the elements of your own personal emotional happiness, and even, I would say, you know, sensual prowess in your own hands. You can create this reality, this functional, well-to-do, feeling and looking good reality for yourself. So really gorgeous, beautiful outcome for a reading for you. Let's get one qualifier card. I'm really curious about this 10 in your near future. Why is the 10 of Wands in the near future? Tell me more about the 10 of Wands in the near future for Aries. All right, so we had 2 jump out for you. Really nice. We have some more more Wands energy, and then the Wheel of Fortune, some Jupiter energy. So yeah, you're in a really strong position here. There's a lot of spirit, there's a lot of soul. You could be feeling really zesty, really sassy, really sexy here by the 2nd to 3rd week. But if this is, whatever this is in the front of, whether it's this love, career, spiritual, whatever matter this is for you that you're defending or standing on solid ground, there's a lot of passion here, and there's a lot of, I would say, possibilities for creation and development. If this is a love reading for you, this would be a really nice time for you to express that to a loved one or a love interest. And here, qualified by the Wheel of Fortune, which is a number 10 on a number 10. So again, really big rollovers. Like really, I would say the first 2 weeks are going to be positive for you to get rid of the past. We're going to get rid of the past. Take what's important with you. Take what's emotionally important to you. Things and people closest and dearest to your heart, and bring them into your future. And you'll know who they are. I think that it might even be a process of elimination here for the first 2 weeks. Let's get some oracle cards for you guys. Polish off your reading. Really nice positive reading for you guys. Like I said, at the beginning of the month, it does look like there's going to be some minor changes. Particularly, I'm just eyeballing those 5s there. But, you know, it's a positive thing. It's going to help move you in the direction that you really want to go. And sometimes that means letting other things go. Letting old ideas go. Letting feelings that are conducive to your health or happiness go. You know, that could just be all it is right here, guys. Nothing upsetting, nothing terribly troublesome in this reading at all for you. All right, so we have a couple of cards jumping out of the Healing with the Angels. We have meditation and dreams. This is really nice. This speaks to a sense of, you'll notice they both have their eyes closed. So there could be a real sense of going within. There could be a real sense of bringing dreams to life, bringing your dream to fruition. What are you dreaming about? What are your dreams telling you? You could want to pay more attention to your dreams, as in your physical dreams during the nighttime. But it is interesting to see that both of them there, both meditation and dreams cards with them with their eyes closed. So there could be an element of, you know, opening your eyes to new possibilities. There could be a notion there of, you know, bringing whatever you're meditating on, spending the most emotional energy on, or your dream life on it, and bringing it to fruition, as we see here with the Magician. So, and we see this, you know, with this independent wealth and a major wish coming true. So I think it's a really, really positive, very, very real, practical outcomes by the end of the month for you. Major, major wishes. Here, to be fair, we're seeing a lot of justice energy. We did see justice jump out at the beginning there. And this is just on the balance. And we see this here, right, with the Six of Pentacles. You know, what is on the balance? You'll see she's got a fortune cookie on one side and she's got a pearl on the other side. So basically, can you maneuver these two worlds? Can you balance these two worlds? And it looks like you absolutely can. Here with the snake, we have transmutation. It's a little bit different than transformation. Transmutation is coming through the other side of something. It's similar energy to the Temperance card. Temperance speaks to, you know, it has that Sagittarius energy. It's about, you know, philosophy. It's really about transmuting a situation. It's very similar as well to the Magician, where you can see what's available and make up your mind about what it is that you truly want. And this is where I'm seeing both the dreams and the meditation energy really come through for you guys. I do see this coming through for you because transmutation is a major component of leveling up. And then here with chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And again, I'm going to suggest that this is really toward the focus of your dreams and goals, okay? So you have a magnetic attraction. Chemistry is real toward the focus of your dreams. And how you're using your soul energy, how you're using your emotional and intellectual energy. I think a big part of this, especially for the first 2 weeks, is just becoming acutely aware that you're doing or thinking or saying certain things, and then feeling empowered to be more in control of that. So Aries, that is your reading for July 2020. Really hope you enjoyed it and that you'll join me in the next video for your moon, sun, rising, or Venus sign. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.